Wow. Greetings, Facebook and the rest of social media, and just everybody. My name is Mickey Severson, aka the Harambe Keeper. In Baghdad in 2007, I was known as Spazmaster Flex. Why do I have a show on Woe Entertainment? Well, I'm a dumbass, and I've got coffee at 7 o'clock, so I'm nice and caffeinated, so I can run my mouth at Mach 3, Mach 4, Mach 5. I don't know yet. January. Okay, first of all, I'm thinking to myself, if I have a show on One Entertainment, I'm thinking the co HMFICs at Woe Entertainment. They obviously want they obviously want a V device for Valor on their long suffering badges, or they're just really bored and they don't have enough mayhem in their lives. So I mean, here I am now. Let's just say I had something happen to where I had a little thing happen over Christmas to where I got all up in my feelings and just some crazy stuff happened. Beautiful, crazy, yada, yada, yada. January 10th at about 1:05, Goose, one of the co-HMFICs at Woe Entertainment, sent me a text asking me if I wanted my own show. About 5 minutes before that, I sent a text to a friend of mine named Jonathan Pruden, he works at Wounded Warrior Project, and he's the guy who handles all the problem children. So naturally, he and I, have worked together. So, yeah. I sent Jonathan, a text basically saying, I wish you would have let me die in New Jersey in July 2019. Now, I've been talking a lot on Facebook by the people who know me one way or another about the New Jersey incident, which happened in July of 2019. And most people, here's the plan. I'm going to tell you that story first, just to start off. And then I'm going to share a couple of other stories and kind of give you an idea of where my head's at and what I want to do with this show. Oh, but before we start, that flag right there, I want to give a couple of shout outs. First of all, G.I. Low, Pete Barlow, who is currently stuck in Korea. God bless him. I'm wearing this shirt for him because he's always been cool to me, and because he's my friend, he obviously wants a V device on his long suffering badge as well. God bless him. This right here is a flag that was draped over the coffin of a Vietnam veteran, and his grandson didn't know what to do with it. So my friend, whose house I'm currently staying at, bought it. It's worth about $200, but he paid $5 for it. So there's a flag draped over the coffin of a Vietnam vet. God rest his soul. So a shout out to my guy that in my book, who will be referred to as Hillbilly Thor. I want to thank him for, letting me use his place to post my inaugural episode. All right. July, it's really started about June of 2019. I ended up going up to this place called Home Base. It's a outpatient treatment program for 2 weeks set up by the Boston Red Sox. I'm going to make sure, Goose and I are going to talk about posting one of the test results, the numbers of the test results that was taken as a result of a blood test while I was at Home Base, where my triglycerides were over 10,000. Yeah, I actually texted that to Goose, and he's like, "What the hell?" So yeah. Jonathan Pruden sets this up for me, right? Or I go up there for 2 weeks, but I had to go to a hospital to get evaluated first for 2 weeks. So I stayed in the hospital, and they determined that I'm nuts. I'm a veteran, got PTSD. There you go. And well, that 2 weeks, it was a 15-hour drive up there. in hindsight, I should have keywords should have just flown. But being a veteran with PTSD who doesn't like people in general, I did some hard lobbying to uh, be allowed to drive, and I drove this piece of crap, like it's as old as dirt Buick Riviera or something up there, because one of my Air Force buddies, who was Garrison, but we'll get into that mess later. He told me, "Oh yeah, the car's in great shape," and well, let's just say I found out the hard way that it wasn't. It's about a 15-hour drive from where I live in North Carolina up to Boston, Massachusetts. The transmission started slipping about 6 hours in, and I called up my buddy. I called up Jonathan, and I told him, "Hey, we're gonna have problems," and it turns out we did. So I went through the 2 week outpatient program. It was great. It was informative. It was helpful to an extent. And then I drove home, and that's where things got hairy. I'm driving home from Boston, get about on the highway about 15, 20 minutes, a handy tip. If you're going to drive and you're going to use Google Maps and your vehicle doesn't have GPS integrated into it, where you can just use the vehicle's GPS, one thing you might want to make sure, if you're going to use avoid toll roads on the way up, you should also make sure the avoid toll roads feature is enabled on the way back, because it wasn't. And well, that's where things got kind of hairy. So I am driving home. I have glasses. So I've got glasses on. I'm driving. I can see perfectly clear for 1 minute. The next minute, everything went blurry, like I wasn't even wearing them. I pull over to a gas station. I sit there for about 2 hours waiting for my vision to return. I'm talking to Jonathan on the phone, and about 2 hours later, my vision's not getting any better, but I got to do something. So they got me to a hospital to get my vision checked and get my, and while I was at home base, they did a complete blood workup, and that's where they found out that my cholesterol, my triglycerides were over 10,000 and my blood sugars were over 1,000. So yeah, if I was diabetic, if I still had the ability, if there was any doubt that I had diabetes, I could not deny it anymore. So, anyways, I'm driving home. I pull over in at this gas station, and we end up going. He ends up getting me to a VA hospital where I can get my vision checked. And they got me they got me a prescription so my Wounded Warrior Project guy could get me glasses at a civilian provider. And I spent about a week they put me up in a hotel for a week. So I've got glasses. I'm about a week later, I've got glasses. I can see fine. And then I get to driving home. I get about a half hour out, and my transmission starts slipping real bad again. I end up in another hotel for another week. No, it was somewhere between 3 days and a week. I ended up in another hotel while they put a replacement transmission in that car. And then I'm driving home, and next thing I know, I'm looking at the Atlantic Ocean, and I'm like, I did not see that on the way up here. And again, I did not do the avoid toll roads thing. So yeah, I'm lost. And I'm in New Jersey, in a place where it's not nowhere near as green as it was when I drove up. Next thing I know, I'm driving around this little town called Elizabeth, New Jersey. I stopped at like a restaurant that was closed technically. And I was sucking down energy drinks by the gallon just to stay away, because I was half dead and I was exhausted. I wasn't drinking water, obviously, because my pee was like Mountain Dew at that point. I stop at one restaurant to take a piss. I'm trying to get my phone to to get me unlost and back on the highway, and that's not working. So I stop in this little gas station, and I got John on the phone with me, and I'm letting him know what's going on. So I walk in, I'm like dizzy as hell, and the gas station attendant, the cashier behind, the gas station cashier thinks I'm high out of my mind and I'm trying to steal stuff. So she calls an attendant. Next thing I know, I'm sitting in the bathroom with my head spinning out of control. I come out of the bathroom. I sit in a little coffee nook between two pit bulls. No, it was a pit bull and a Rottweiler. So I'm sitting between them. They're looking. The dogs are looking at me like I'm nuts. The gas station attendant is freaking the hell out, or the cashier's freaking out. The gas station attendant's trying to figure out what's going on. I got John on the phone. I'm like, dude, I'm just sitting between two dogs with these two people freaking out, saying I'm gonna take a nap now, just like right there. And next thing I know, John, he's like, the gas station attendant is like, this dude is on drugs. And John's like, no, he's having a medical freaking episode. Call him an ambulance right now. Now, the problem is they did not send me to a VA hospital. Nope, no, they didn't. They sent me to the regional hospital that's closer than the VA hospital. And that will lead to bill collectors coming after me to the tune of about $63,000, most of which got paid. But about 2 weeks ago, they started the bill collectors that the VA just is in no hurry to pay. They're sending bills after me too. All these bills I have texted pictures of to Jonathan Pruden at Wonder Warrior Project. He's got them all. My caseworker has them all. So yeah, I'm sitting in this gas station, just my brain is spinning. I'm struggling not to pass the hell out. Next thing I know, I'm sitting in the back of an ambulance going to this hospital. And I'm trying to explain to them that I need surgery on my tailbone for what's called a pilometal cyst. Completely oblivious to the fact that I'm in the throes of a full-on diabetic episode. So I'm thinking they're prepping me for surgery. They're telling me they're prepping me for surgery, but they're really not prepping me for surgery. They're just trying to they're trying to get me through a diabetic episode. So next thing I know, I'm thinking I've got about one or two IV bags in my arm. I pass out. I wake up about 2 days later. The nurse hands me my phone like this, and she says, "It's for you." So I grab the phone. I'm like, "Hey, how's it going?" And my buddy John's like, "You do realize you are in a diabetic coma for 2 days, right?" And I'm like, "Well, that explains why I slept so freaking well." So I'm thinking I had about 10 to 12 IV bags running through my ass in that 2 day time span. Now, I went into the hospital about 285 in Fat House. Apparently, and when I stepped on the scale, when I got home about 3 weeks later, I want to say, and I finally was able to make it to the gym, I was 249. So in that time frame, they can pump 30 pounds of water weight out of you. Because no joke, I was 285 when I went in. When I stepped on the scale at the gym, a couple weeks later, I was 249. No joke. So yeah, I'm in the hospital. I come out of my coma. Me and John start talking. I want to say I was there for about 4 or 5 more days. And I learned a little bit about compassion towards my fellow man. I bet you had to piss when you woke up. Yeah, I had to piss quite a bit. Yeah, like I could have put out a forest fire. So yeah, Texas Revolution 2. I'm pre-diabetic. I don't even remember, but I'm pre-diabetic. I'm just gonna confess something. My dumbass on this trip up to Ohio from North Carolina, I forgot my diabetes meds. I forgot everything. I had it packed in a bag, but I never brought it, so I'm tweaking a little bit. His ass was sore and leaking. No, my ass was not sore and leaking. Granted, I did have to piss like a racehorse, but yeah, no. I spent about 5 days more days in the hospital, and I learned a little something about compassion because I had a roommate. Once I came to, he started talking. He would not shut up, and every time a nurse would come in, I would look at her as to say, if I get the strength to get out of this bed, I'm going to snap this man's neck. I'm going to kill him, shut him up, sedate him, hit him on the head with a Bugs Bunny mallet, shut him up. But as I'm laying there, lamenting my current set of life circumstances that it got me into a hospital in a diabetic coma, I started thinking maybe I should stop being such a prick and cut him a little slack. And I just eventually started talking to him once I gained the strength to, really articulate a coherent thought. So I'm ready to get out of the hospital, right? Well, guess what? I got to go get my car. But they're like, the people at the hospital are acting like, if you don't take insulin, you're going to die. Your blood sugars are still up around 200. We got them down from 1,000 down to 200. And I'm like, dude, I know this fat old dude does not do needles. So no, I'm sitting there. We had to go back to the okay. John gets my sister, flies her from Wisconsin to New Jersey to drive me home in my crappy car with a brand new remanufactured transmission. So we go back to the gas station where I began my diabetic episode. And they said that I parked the car. And I'm like, no, I didn't. I gave you the keys and you parked the car. In New Jersey, the towing companies that tow cars that are parked on the side of the road, they make enough money to cancel the national debt. And I was in the hospital for a week. So by the time I got back, they're playing stupid and saying, "Oh, we didn't park your car." I'm like, "The hell you didn't." So I'm still fresh out of the hospital. We walk from the gas station up the road up to a Walgreens, drugstore, where I'm drinking water like a fiend just to, and next thing I know, we're calling John up and explaining the whole situation to him. There and the lady in the drugstore is like, you got to go to the impound yard if your car's been out there, if you've been gone a week, your car is impounded. So we call him. We got Ubered from the hospital to the gas station. We walk up to the drugstore. We get Ubered from the drugstore to the impound lot. We go talk to the people at the impound lot. They send us to the police station. The people at the police station are like total insufferable turds. They send us back to the impound lot. Then we go back to the police station. John has to more or less browbeat one of the lieutenants there within an inch of his life to get him to cut me some slack and give me and get what I need to get my car out of the impound lot. So we get back to the impound lot, explain the situation to them. My sister mentions that I'm a veteran and explains the fact that I'm just fresh out of a coma, and they moved heaven and earth to help us. So to the impound lot in Elizabeth, New Jersey, I have not forgotten about you. I love you guys. Thank you. So they grab we get the car, go to start it. It won't start. We look under the car. There's a puddle of transmission fluid because there was a hole stabbed in the pan. So they're cool enough to replace the pan and put transmission fluid in it. And we eventually get out of New Jersey. And it's about a 15-hour drive from New Jersey to North Carolina, to where my sister and I talk about all kinds of stuff. And come to find out, my sister came to hate the guy who sold me the car because the air conditioning didn't work. So yeah, that was an ugly, ugly, ugly drive home. So, but we talked about a lot of stuff and we bonded, and I saw that I really needed to get my act together so I can eventually get back to my family and be a good big brother. And we had a really emotional goodbye to where I got hit in the feels. So that's the abridged version of the New Jersey incident. And hey, do me a favor if you can. Put that picture I texted you of my triglycerides on the One Entertainment page so they can see it if you think it's cool. Because here's the thing about my story. I want to tell you my story, and you're gonna feel one of three things. You're gonna feel inspiration, fear, and shame. I'm not here to make you feel one. I want to make you feel something. You're just going to feel what you're naturally made to feel. Right now, I am currently in Ohio. I just got about a week ago. I want to say I got I got a syringe with $1,800 worth of T cells injected into a certain part of my body. And if you are the male of the species, you'll figure out what it is. And I'm trying to get treated for these issues because you see, diabetes affects everything. It complicates everything. And okay, let's. This is my first time ever doing this, so I've told you the New Jersey incident story, and I have a hatred of the VA when it comes to healthcare on a level that I can never overstate. And I'm paying out of pocket for this. Because when it comes to the VA, okay, here's the thing about the VA. This is a diagnostic scan tool. It's a it's a little $50 scan tool. You can check you can check a lot of sensors with it. You can pull codes, you can erase codes, you can do all that stuff. Now, in the automotive technician world, there's a saying, it's called fire the parts cannon, okay? First thing you do is you go through your diagnostic process, you do your basic checks, you follow whatever trouble tree, whatever protocols that the manufacturer has you follow. Okay. Try to find the problem that way. There's this thing called a tech bulletin where other technicians do the same thing you've done, couldn't find the problem through the factory trouble tree, through the factory troubleshooting process. So they develop their own troubleshooting process. So what you do then is you match up your symptoms with the symptoms of the technician who solved the problem as close as possible, and you follow that, and hopefully it'll help you. And if that doesn't work, what you'll do is it's called fire, where you'll just basically start throwing parts at it until the problem magically disappears. The problem with the VA, okay, I'm sure you all remember the iconic scene in the movie Predator where Hutch picks up Jesse Ventura's minigun after he eats a space bullet in the back, and he proceeds to clear the forest. The VA takes the fire the parts cannon and turns it into that minigun, and that's their approach. If you have a problem with ED, they're going to shove 4 to 8 Viagra pills down your throat, or they're simply going to surgically insert a pump or some kind of a mechanism in your wiener where you just press a button and bam, instant boner. I don't like invasive stuff like that. Okay. So I'm up here in Ohio fighting tooth and nail, broke as hell, trying to get money scraped up and a payment plan set up to where I can get all the stuff done I need to, that's not invasive and to where I can, get my sex life back. And why am I admitting this? Honestly, let me tell you this. The problem with a lot of your A-list veterans is they don't have skin in the game anymore. They're not putting skin in the game. They've got a pretty face. They've got a gimmick. They've got a catchphrase. They don't have skin in the game anymore. I'm putting my skin in the game. I'm putting my scar tissue and my pecker in the game. I'm putting my diabetes in the game. I'm putting myself out there in such a way where you could say, yeah, he genuinely wants to try to get the veteran community at the very least stop skinning each other alive on a daily basis to where we're talking to each other again. We got to get the basics of communication. And what I'm going to do, I got a few mainstay topics to talk about. We're going to talk about veterans issues of the VA. I've already got one guy who, Mitch White. Everybody give a shout out to Mitch White on my Facebook page. He is currently recovering from back surgery. He's not still back surgery. He's going to be on the show, and we're going to talk about the stupid stuff he's gone through. Okay. So yeah, that's good. One of the mainstay. I'm going to highlight the VA's breathtaking ineptitude when it comes to treating us as veterans. They don't diagnose anything. They've turned the parts cannon into a minigun and they fire it at will, and they don't care what they hit as long as they can say they did something. They always say they have an option. Well, it's an option. Well, yeah, so it's a draconian option. Okay. So we're going to talk about that. I've put pictures on my Facebook page. Oh, and Goose, put the picture, if you can, put the picture of the watermelon up on the Woe main page. We're going to talk about cooking because you see, I'm writing my book about my time in Baghdad as a prison guard. I'm writing a book on, or doing a writing program, it's an AAR for the book, which my former publisher said I'm a savant when it comes to. I don't think he meant savant belligerently, but it is what it is. He said I'm a savant when it comes to interhuman conflict. I simply discover the interhuman conflict. It's like Michelangelo when he would carve something on a stone. He's not creating something, he's setting it free. I'm simply discovering the conflict. I'm not creating it, I'm not developing it. I'm simply discovering the conflict that is there. And I'm doing that, and I'm doing a cookbook because when I was isolating really, really bad, I would not leave my room for weeks at a time other than to use the bathroom, take a shower, go to the gym, whatever. But other than that, I was in my room and I was isolating so bad, it was really bad. And I remember all the times we were in the field and we would talk about, oh, we're gonna do this and we're gonna do that and we're gonna eat good food, da da da, and then we get back and we continue to eat crap. Hold on a second, let me look. Is disability figure? The best part about the ICU is that you don't have roommates. Yeah, it was good in the ICU, but when we got to the main part of the hospital, I got the guy. He should have been in the psych ward, but for reasons that are beyond me, they decided not to stick him in the psych ward. They just put him in the general hospital, and I got stuck with him. But again, I looked at him and I said, I've got to show him some compassion, given the fact that I'm in here because I had a completely treatable condition that I didn't treat. Now, my diabetes used my mortality. My mortality slapped me in the face in July of 2019. But I'm honest with myself. I probably had it in about 2012 when I was up at Camp American Legion up in Wisconsin. It's a beautiful place where veterans can go who are residents of the state of Wisconsin once a year. And the VA nurses there said, they did a blood test and they said, yeah, you probably got diabetes. But because I hate the VA so much and I don't trust them, I just automatically dismiss their diagnosis. Okay. So, and then Justin Snodgrass contacted you and boom. I'm going to say it, Pimp. Justin saved my ass in that way because I've always said that once I'm done with my projects, I'm walking away because I feel so flooded. I can't get fixed through the VA. They don't fix anything. They throw parts at the problem. They throw pills at the problem. They do the most rudimentary crap that is not designed to do anything other than to say, oh, hey, we did something. We have an option. Their option is absolute garbage, but it's an option. And they're the ones who control the purse strings. So yeah, Goose saved me in that way. And I got to do this in such a way where I do right by you guys because I don't want to rehab my image for the sake of rehabbing my image. I kind of need to do this. It's like a go no go thing, when it comes to common task training. I need to do this just to prove I can do it for me, not for anybody else. Because I remember at one point right before Christmas, I was talking to somebody at Semper Fi Funds. They're awesome. They helped me out, and I literally said to the caseworker that was helping me out, I says, "Right now, I'm capable of happiness." I'm not. I am so jaded and beaten down, and I feel like such crap that I'm. But what I'm going to do is we're going to do my main stops are going to be shaming the VA, automotive stuff because I'm trying to get back into the automotive technician industry. Obviously, mental health issues, cooking, and writing. Now, for me, I've always thought my writing was garbage because, well, I'm a perfectionist prick of the first order, and anything less than perfection is garbage. It's the classic Ricky Bobby, first, you're last. So, yeah, yes, Pimp. These people, from what I've heard about VA doctors, they actually represent, like if like you have a medical class that's about to graduate, they represent the bottom 30 to 50% of graduating class. So yeah, to modify a quote by Alex Jones, I gotta admit they're kind of retarded, and by kind of I mean very. So yeah, okay, more coffee. Hold on a second, and it does not have whiskey in it yet. Oh, it's getting a little cold. That's good. Okay. Oh, I also work out a lot, and apparently Shay, hopefully, will end up being my impromptu freaking uh, trainer because she took one look at my deadlift form and she's like, "Move your feet closer." I'm like, and then I got to look at her and I'm like, "Well, damn." And Shay's like the female version of team leader in Baghdad. One of my team leaders in Baghdad who was a male stripper. It's like yeah. So I'm like, okay, sure. Anyways, yeah. If you guys need to hear it, I haven't. The filter between my brain and my mouth has been removed. I'm in no hurry to put it back in. But yeah, I'm going to do lifting too because I'll. In the book, I explained my brother died when I was a young boy, and we'll get around to talking about that. But whenever I remember, whenever I have a picture in my mind of the nurse handing me the phone coming out of the coma, I have to get to the gym. The gym is the only thing that beats my diabetes, my PTSD, and my TBI into submission to the point where I don't go on rampage. Okay. I need it. I need to get back in shape. I need my sex life back. I need my sanity back, if that's even possible. But anyway, I need it all back. So yeah, we're going to talk about gym stuff too. As a matter of fact, here's the back cover of my book. That's the one that Shay critiqued a little bit, and that actually was the last time I ever lifted whiskey on. I am all about the barefoot powerlifting, whether it be deadlifts, squats, or hang cleans. So yeah, those are going to be our mainstay topics because I can't tell you do this, and this, and not be doing it myself. And okay, I want you to see this. That's 405. That's not me stroking my ego because for me, I work out with guys who are. There's one guy I work out with. If he's 1 ounce under 290, he's starving. There are times I think he looks at me like I'm a post-up snack. He's not small. I work out with those guys, and I won't consider myself big or strong until I'm deadlifting a minimum of 500. Okay, you gotta work out, and I want you guys to see struggle. Okay, so I don't want you to see this prima donna crap where I look like I'm making it look effortless, and it's like what the was you're like what? No, I want you to see me struggling, and I want you to so you know I've got skin in the game. So I'm going to acknowledge my struggles. But here's the thing. I was talking with a guy named William. He's going to have a show on here too. Hopefully he'll check in here in a little bit. Well, oh, wait a minute. Let's see what this is. Okay. Guests. Here. Invite a guest. Invite a freaking guest. There we go. Okay. Okay, how do I get? Okay, there we go. Okay, are you here? William, not Wallace. I don't know if he's here. We'll figure it out here in a minute. Okay. Apparently we got 4 people watching. It's good. Okay, so yeah, the plan is if we can get William, let me see. Let me work on this here for a sec. Okay. Bear with me, my people. This is my first episode, so yeah. Oh, crap. All right, I got to figure this out. Give me a sec. Okay. Yeah, that's the flag behind me, you know. That's the thing I don't like about I'm working on it. Okay. Okay, let me. All right. Let's see. This is. I want to apologize to everybody because. Oh, never mind. Let's swap out. Oh yeah, remember react and share. Okay. All right, guys, I'm back. I apologize. I'm still trying to get this figured out. I will. You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
There we
Can
go.
you?
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well. Yourself?
Oh, well, my computer illiteracy decreased like 1/10 of 1 point, so I'm only, so there you go.
Yeah.
So, have you been listening so far?
Yeah, I've been in about 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes.
All right. Here's what I'm thinking. Now, there are three people: Goose, a guy named Justin, aka J Dub, or as I like to call Great Grand Dubicus, Grandpa Dubicus, and my buddy Jonathan Pruden. They can all attest to one thing about me. When it comes to my need to get closure and generally being a dog with a bone and need to get into the last word and being a perfectionist, I'm like a Sheldon Cooper level overbearing ass. Now, on the show, there are going to be rants, whether you're going to rant as a co-host or I'm going to rant as a host.
Okay.
That's to be expected. As a matter of fact, if I didn't rant, they should check. They should be like, okay, where's he hiding the pot? Right? That's neither here nor there. But in order to really progress as a human being and improve as a human being, we gotta get beyond ranting and get to discussion and dialogue and just working stuff out. Because I'm known for ranting. I'd like to be known for some problem solving. Otherwise, I wouldn't want to be in the automotive technician industry. And here's the thing: whether I'm helping friends fix their cars or giving them rides, it's like one thing I hated. I've got a Jeep that's yellow. When I do a resto mod on it, it will no longer be yellow because you see, yellow is the color, the international color of the taxi cab, and all my broke ass friends seem to think I could give them Cadillac quality on a Pinto budget, and they seem to think I could just shove a taco in my gas tank. It would just magically convert to fuel. I want to be about fixing problems. Now, I'm known for ranting, but I want to use this show to kind of graduate up to fixing stuff, to diagnosing stuff, to solving problems and actually being helpful. It's a concept, but nobody thinks like that anymore. But yeah, what I want us doing is we'll rant and then we'll record, we'll journal the rant and say, okay, we need to get somebody on the show. We turn the rant into a discussion to where we're like, okay, how do we fix this? How do we get around this? And I'm going to guarantee you, I've got friends that are going to be like, have a pool going. Okay, when's he going to have a meltdown where he's going to drop F-bombs and every form of profanity in the book that'll get him, you know what I'm saying? I guarantee you there will be, and it's one of those things they're going to go to Goose and be like, take away his caffeine, and I'm going to be like, yeah, bite me. Come and get it. Come and get it and see if I don't break half the bones in your body. Anyways, yeah. But that's what I want to do. So, yeah, I want it to be to where the veteran community, we can graduate up from skinning each other alive to some basic conversation, And I'm going to share a story with you. This is the next story I'm going to share. It's called the Yes Sir, No Sir, Screw You Sir story. It involves your drill. And this story should be a damning indictment on my upbringing, because this should not be something that's groundbreaking and revolutionary and insightful and yada yada yada. It's something really basic. So I'm in boot camp last day. I'm in those nasty green alphas. Who doesn't love the blues? I mean, the alphas are nice, but they're not the blues. But we're in our office, and the senior drill instructor walks in, and he says, "You know what? The battalion commander wants to be the first one to call you Marines. You know what? The hell with him. I'll be the first one to do it." And he says, "Good morning, Marines," and we're all yada yada yada. You know, we sound off like we got a pair. And then I'll never forget what he said after that, but apparently we didn't sound off to his satisfaction. He said, "Yes, sir. No, sir. Screw you, sir. Give me something." Now, most people get caught up in the superior subordinate dynamic, but to me, it was never about that. It was always about the most basic form of respect one human being can afford another, and that's acknowledgement, just to acknowledge their existence. And I think we, as a veteran community, both on and offline, we got to get a lot better at just the basics of communication, because we've lost our way. That's why we're skinning each other alive online. That's why the 22 a day is about 35 to 40 a day as far as the suicide rate. And the problem is, besides our communication, is we don't have a mission. We don't have anything to fight. So who are we going to fight with each other? And then it becomes a test of loyalty. The first person to flinch and walk away is disloyal. It's a mess. So these are the kind of discussions I really want to have.
Yeah.
So what do you think?
I think that'd be a good idea. I'm already part of a lot of groups like that where we can reach out, and yeah, we might skin each other alive, but it's mostly in humor and always laughing, kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
But there are times. Here's the thing: we got to be careful with the concept of taking it too far. We got to. I think the issue is that on active duty and downrange, we were used to sacrificing our right to say what we wanted to say.
True.
I think
yes.
some people, when they get back and when they take off the uniform, they still feel the need to sacrifice like that because it feels noble, and they haven't gotten around to saying whatever they want to say. And then when other people say what they want to say, then the snowflake thing comes out, and the vet flake thing comes out, and the bro vet thing comes out, and everybody just treats each other like dog crap in the name of seeing who flinches first and is deemed disloyal. We have snowflake.
Yeah.
It's basically I'm going to say it like this. It's like Spaceballs. It's like a penis jumping contest is what it is, really. And we're not here's the thing. There's nothing wrong with, iron sharpening iron, but damn, we're taking it to the point where we're running the veterans off that need damn help because we're too busy,
Yeah, dick measuring, like you said.
No, it's dick jousting where we run it.
Oh.
Yeah, I love the visual. It's hilarious because it's like Spaceballs.
I still do some dick jousting.
Yeah. Yeah. So no, I'm moving heaven to try to get all this stuff done, and I want to do this in just such a way where Goose and Pimp, feel like it was a good idea to bring on, and other days I'm still going, it's like I'm ready to walk away, but now I've got this, so
yeah, that's good.
So
it'll also work with the therapy part on your PTSD. You being able to talk to an audience.
Well, what I want to do is I want to be so brutally honest and open that everybody's like, no, that's what he is. He's consistency in what he is rock solid and breathtaking. That's what I want. And I want it to be to where, because I've got friends that I've dealt with as far as suicide issues. I had a friend last year who died. It took them 3 weeks to find his body. He had suicidal ideation, a history of suicidal ideation, but the word could not be uttered for reasons that. This happened this last July. I wandered around for days just randomly crying and trying to not lose my mind.
Yeah.
And in the cookbook, he'll be known as the Irish mobster. A, he was Irish, and B, That man was like Barney Stinson in freaking How I Met Your Mother. That man was incapable of looking bad in a suit. He looked like a mafia don whenever he wore a suit. It was so yeah. I'm doing that for him, and I'm gonna kind of make that point as gently as I can to kind of sort of avoid pissing off the family because he was an intel guy and he was very dispassionate, and I want to show him. His dying wish was that I not go full Spencer Flex on his family. So it's like I more or less hacked my tongue out to remain civil, but I want to do that for him, and I've got friends to talk down, and it's like I could never do that professionally because the first time I lost somebody, I would go off the deep end. Okay, so I want to do this as just a way of I want to do a lot of stuff with it. I want to get do my part to help the veteran community, but I've also got this book here that I get promoted. So I want to raise awareness for that because what I want that book to do is I want veterans to read that, give it to civilians. Civilians read the book, come back to the veterans, and be like, "Is this too serious? Is this what you people do when nobody's looking down right?" Yes, it is.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm sharing my story unabashedly, so they can share theirs selectively and carefully. And it's promise kept to my guys I served in Baghdad, and for some reason, my saintly grandmother in the book decided I was a writer, and you didn't screw that woman. So you can make a Vietnam vet cry like a girl on your deathbed. You are not to be trifled with. That woman, yeah. So now, what I'd like to do is we could co-host each other's shows and stuff, and we could do something where we're just doing this to help each other out, and we're actually putting skin in the game.
Yeah.
In such a way to where I don't want to pick on the veteran the A-list clique of the veteran community, but they've become the civilian turds that they swore they'd never be. They become those sanctimonious. I don't want to say they've become those sanctimonious jackasses, but no, they need to come back down and hang out with us commoners every now and then and remember what it's like to struggle.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm very lucky. I have a great support system here up in Montana.
Yeah.
So 10% of the population is actually veterans up here.
Wow.
But I mean, there's only 1 million people. So, but still, nevertheless, not to bring politics into it. I live in a very liberal town, but they support the other side more than they would that side. If you will. So, but yeah, and I can go out and my CEO actually, he was a 1st Ranger Battalion kind of guy, so he cracks jokes all the time with me. You know, we can get along. But yeah, I don't know. I think we all have our own community kind of thing where everyone sees us as disgruntled, if you will, or always pissed off at the world, but we're not. We're just, hey, I'm living life. I already did my thing, kind of thing. But yeah, I don't know. Everyone sees me having fun. I don't. Yeah, I'm gonna have fun. I also help veterans. I have a nonprofit. I'm not gonna do shout outs right now. I haven't been dealing with it right now, but I do. I have a nonprofit up here for veterans, and we've been helping a bunch of people out. I make sure my kids are involved, that they understand sacrifices, stuff like that, because not everyone gets an Xbox One in their room when you're 9 years old, kind of thing. So yeah, I just want to make sure, like, yeah. And so yeah, with my show, we'll try to get something scheduled up or whatever, make sure we get everyone involved with that, and a good start date, something nailed into the wall so we can start doing this, because not even being logged into this interface right now, it already looks confusing, and I'm a network engineer. Like I don't. Okay, so
dude, I have the technological intelligence quotient of a fence post. So yeah, I'm struggling right along there with you. So, but yeah, I need my support network is the church I go to where I do the problem with civilians in the Judeo-Christian church right now. Their attitude is I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, unless you got the PTSD off to the shrink with you. We don't actually deal with problems like that. We talk about dealing with problems like that, but we don't actually do it. And the problem with the veteran community in the church sometimes is like their attitude is no, don't you dare start telling war stories. We don't want them thinking, we don't want these soft civilians thinking we're as crazy as you are. No, shut your mouth. You know, so it sounds horrible, but you know.
I just hate what I had a couple of guys tell me they were infantry.
Yeah.
And buy me drinks, but they didn't. So on my hat, I have the Signal Corps. I was Signal Corps.
Oh wow.
So I have the Signal Corps emblem in my hat, and he's like, "Oh, what were you?" And I was like, "You should know this symbol if you were an infantryman. Like, what are you talking about?" He's like, "I'm going to buy you a drink." I don't know. Don't buy me a drink. Don't talk to me. I don't want to talk to you. Right now, like, just let me have my whiskey and go home. That's all I want. Yeah. Yes, but other than that, so you got your dick hit with a needle, huh?
$1,800 worth of T cells. Yeah.
Fun. Get some.
Yeah, they numbed it up, but it's like when he put it in, it was like I had to cover my mouth so I wouldn't scream, even though they numbed it up with this topical crap. So we're getting that done. We're trying to get. I don't know how it's going to work out, but right now I as a joke, and hopefully when I get off the phone after we're done with this, I got a meeting. I'm trying to get things set up with my doctor, my One Warrior Project guy, and somebody else to get more funding, and we're going to have to come up with a plan B where I might have to come back up here. I don't know. I came up here to get this done because it's like I had a hit it and quit it kind of thing, even though I didn't want it to be a quit it. And it's like as soon as I got it done, it's like I need my sex life back, and I need it now. You know? So yeah, and diabetes complicates everything, and I mean everything. And it's like the VA again. They take the minigun. They take the Predator, using a clear-cut forest approach, and I'm not going to let. They always say their option is an option, and I will come out and say to them, your option is draconian crap. Well, it's an option, and they're saying as long as you have an option with us, that's what we're going to go with, the option that we have. And I always say your option is draconian crap, you know. And they don't. My Wounded Warrior Project guy, he told me they hate me. He won't admit it, but he told me they hate me. He knows they hate me. He is that beautiful soul, the squeaky clean voice reason. Now, he does get pissed off from time to time because once the VA tried to pawn off $63,000 worth of bills on me, he actually allowed himself to get pissed off.
Wow.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, the VA hasn't paid 2 of the bills, and they're sending bill collectors after me again. And it's been a year and a half. I went into the VA, showed my kid, I gave my caseworker, we were actually on the phone with these people. We thought the bill was paid. So, I mean, the VA is only good at they are like, it's like, I don't want to say they're infantry, you know, if the problem can be solved with a sledgehammer or a blowtorch or explosives, that's about all they're good for. Oh, the VA is great. Yeah, for simple stuff that a mouth-breathing simpleton can't screw up, you know?
Yeah.
But when it comes to complex stuff, they have the IQ of a fence post, and they don't care, because if you don't have insurance and you're the only option they have, I'm paying for this out of pocket. I've been trying to negotiate, you know, a payment plan, but I haven't been successful because I'm dirt poor. And I'm trying to raise up the funds, and I'm trying to do right by my buddy. And this guy and I we go way back. We've been through stuff together. And I like, he's trying to keep me from shaming myself into oblivion now. And I love him like a brother for it. And it's every day. I have to go to the gym every day to beat the PTSD out of. I mean, my TBI and my PTSD are so bad, I could literally be in the middle of a set, and I could lose count. I have to walk around so my brain doesn't start spinning out of control, because I'm thinking it's because of the time that I had an IED. It was one of those EFT, one of those electronic the liquid copper bombs that the Iranians were using.
Yeah.
That one missed me by 50 feet, but it rattled my eyes and my socket. It rattled my colon in my body. And yes, that's in the book. And like, if I don't start walking around in the middle of these sets, my brain will just start spinning, and I'm gone. My brain is just gone, and I'm just standing there looking like I'm in a trance. I have to every day just to beat this shit in this mission. I got to get this weight off so I can get off the metformin, because they had to switch. The VA had to switch metformin manufacturers because they had a high degree of cancer causing it. And when I talked to the nurse, I was like, "Oh, you've only been taking it for a year. You tone deaf cow. You know, this is why I'm paying out of pocket, and I'm going to be broke forever. You know, and I've got to set the funds where I can do everything at once, so I can get everything fixed. And good diagnosis ain't cheap, because you know you're not going to get that from the VA. Okay, so yeah, I'm dealing with my demons. I'm dealing with all this every day, and my plan is just to chronicle it here. And if I find something that works, I'll share it, and I'll do what I do best. I'll say horribly, questionably appropriate things that will make you laugh when you really don't want to laugh. You know, I can do the whole, oh, I'm still going to go to hell for laughing at this. I can do that. That's no problem.
Yeah. Well, this is your step. This is step one. You're trying to get it all out right now. I learned that with my therapist. Like before, I always didn't want to go to a therapist because all I could think about was like Law and Order or the stupid TV shows where they're like, "All right, I'm going to write this down because you just moved your right arm a certain way when I asked you that question." But no, after the first session, I would do like 1 hour sessions weekly kind of thing. And like, it really just talking. I thought she didn't even say anything. She would ask me a question, like one question, and I would just go for an hour.
Yeah.
And like, I would change the subject. Oh yeah, but then this time this happened. Oh, then this time this happened, kind of thing. And yeah, that started working very, very well. And like you were saying, you have to walk around, or your mind just disappears, kind of thing, and you go away. Yeah. In April, I live in Montana. In April, I was sitting watching TV, and I had some weird mental break. I ended up at Salt Lake City at 4:30 in the morning.
Wow.
You
just blacked out?
No, I wouldn't say blacked out. I just went into like zombie mode. I filled up my gas tank, and I was like, I'm going to go for a drive just to clear my mind. Next thing I know, I'm in Salt Lake City. Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty fun. Yeah.
Yeah, my thing, and I forgive me, I keep referencing the book. I did a prison guard mission, a detainee ops mission in Baghdad, and the problem was we were the only internment facility that actually housed juveniles, and the second juvenile murder was the one that ate at me. It happened on my watch, but it destroyed my confidence and my decision making abilities. I have not trusted myself since, at all. Like, I don't trust I've got a timer in my head if I'm working on a car. Once the timer goes off, everything goes blank.
Yeah.
Gone. And there were a couple instances where there were one was my fault and one was the other guy. There was a guy, we were down in the zone, and there's a catwalk, and the new guy, he was a noob, and I mean a noob, fresh out of the battalion aid station, or we like to call air conditioning land.
Okay.
He didn't. The doors are magnetically locked. What you want to do? You want the detainees to check the doors by grabbing the handle. It's one of those really long, thin handles. To make him grab the handle and shake it to show, hey, the magnetic lock is attached. And he didn't do that. So my buddy's here. My buddy's on this side. I'm on this side. We walk between the two buildings and we split. I'm going this way. The door's halfway open. Okay. The door's halfway open. There's nothing between me and them but the air and opportunity. So I shimmy over sideways. I whip around and kick the door shut. And I said, "You son of a," and I'm like, "Next time, make sure the damn door," he's like, and he runs back. He runs back in the air conditioned guard shack. and he probably crapped himself. So me and my guy spent the next 4 hours calming down. So when we ran into him at we changed shifts. We didn't kill him.
Yeah.
He looked at us like we were going to murder him, and I'm like, okay, how do I convince him we're not going to murder him? But anyways, yeah, there were moments like that really screwed with me because it destroyed my confidence in my ability to make decisions. Because once that kid died, because we viewed our BC to be such a bloodless, soulless, honorless piece of subhuman garbage, we took it on. We took the blame because we viewed that dude, we viewed him to be such dishonorable subhuman garbage. And I haven't been able to have it. I was at this place called the Institute for Brain Health for 3 weeks, and we were like literally in the middle of juxtaposing one of my childhood traumas with that trauma, that second Judy murder.
Mm-hmm.
And then like it was right before the Rona broke out in February of last year.
Okay.
We were right in the middle of it. Oh, everything will be fine. You'll just go to another shrink and you continue on. Everything will be fine. Everything shut down. I've been just floundering ever since. That shrink was so damn good. Every last one of us said the same thing. We could have walked in. She could have literally said to me, "Shut up and just start crying." I'd have done it. That's how vulnerable I was at that moment. That's how vulnerable I was. That's how close like I felt like I was. And then they just poof on your way, and then the planet shut down. And because I'm broke, I don't have access to a lot of resources, and I can't drive very far, you know. So yeah, that's my struggle right now. If I can get people to look at me and say, "Oh, I want people to look at my story and say, well, there went my last 60 weeks to not go see a shrink like right damn now."
Yeah.
You know, I want to do that. And the cookbook will be like, okay, here's how you can do that. My cooking system is so simple. You could be in the coma that I was in July of 2019 and still do it. Okay. So I want this. It's like Murphy's Law of Combat Operations states. No plan ever sucks first contact. This is me saying, here's a plan, blow it to hell and improvise from there. I've given you something. So I can say, I've done this. This is tangible. Go. You know? So that's my plan.
Yeah. So we have Shelly and April here. Shelly's wondering where we can pick up books. Is it out? Amazon or?
It's not out yet. Goose and I are, all I'm going to say is Goose and I will make an announcement once we figure out how this is all going to work. I'm still looking for another publisher, and all I'm going to say is Goose and I are working on stuff. Okay. Awesome. And I want that to be where I help Goose do what he wants to do, because what wins I do get are ugly. Me helping Goose would represent style points. I need style points. Call it for my self-respect, call it for my ego, whatever. I need style points.
Gotcha. Okay.
And I need to do it in such a way that it's like, hot damn, he finally got that damn win. He finally got the, you know. No. I just want to do that, and once I get my head on right, if old man Pruden can find me a shrink that will actually stick it out with me and help me resolve this, so I can rebuild my confidence in my decision-making abilities.
I'll shoot you a number for a really good one. The one I've been using. She's amazing.
Okay.
But I'll shoot you a number offline. Say again?
We'll do a Zoom meeting kind of a thing?
Oh, yeah. She does Zoom meet. She just sends you a link through her web portal, and you just get on and introduce yourself. She takes. I don't know if she builds VA, but let's put it this way. I didn't go through the VA to get her. She was a recommendation. Mm-hmm. I have Blue Cross Blue Shield. I've been with her for almost 6 months, weekly, and I have not seen one bill. And I think that's the veteran thing. Like, she is 100%. Her brother-in-law or something is even, I think, a Marine, is what she was saying. So
Make
It
the
might be.
introduction. I'll do it. I've been floundering long enough, and all my friends are watching is like, go see the shrink. Go
Yeah,
see the shrink right now. Yeah, you make the
all my
introduction. Yeah.
all my friends kept saying that shit, and I was like, no, 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 I don't know. And then finally, I found someone that I thought was trustworthy enough after I got off a little interview with her, and I was able to just tell her everything. Like I didn't feel ashamed of anything that I have done, all that stuff. So it's great.
Mhm.
So that I'll shoot you, but offline, I'll get you some contact info for that, so at least you can get that going.
All right,
And
cool.
April, where are you in Idaho?
I
I
love you
go to
too, Emma.
Idaho.
Sorry.
Yeah, you're good. I don't know if April's still on or not. I can't see the stats right now. Other than that, how's everyone else's not going? You guys are doing good over there. You're in Ohio, you said. So
Yeah, my buddy's gaming, and I'm. What time is it, anyways?
it's 8:05 Eastern Standard Time.
Okay, I got about 20, 25 minutes left, and then I gotta hop off. Um, I'm gonna probably. What am I gonna? Oh, I've already been to the gym today, so I'm gonna talk with my buddy, and we gotta get a creamer for the coffee because we go through a boatload of coffee. So now the plan for the
Gotcha.
rest of the night is to talk to Goose, talk to a few other of my friends here on Facebook, and kind of get a critique from them on the show. I got to talk with my Wounded Warrior Project buddy and my doc if I can get them us on a three-way call and just start praying because I need that call needs to be full. And then I'm gonna watch Star Trek Voyager and Star Trek Deep Space. I'm not a nerd. I'm a casual nerd, but I'm an old casual nerd when the stuff was good.
Okay.
I'm not like I'm not. I've been to those comic book conventions, and I'm not like over the top speaking Klingon and crap. But I'm a casual fan. And
Gotcha. Yeah. I like
so
all those nerdy ones too. It's all right. Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I still play at Magic the Gathering. I'm 36 years old. So
Wow. No, and also the plan is between just I'm going to watch Forged in Fire reruns too because those are awesome. Because the plan for the book is what I want to do. I got a buddy who's got a forge, and I want to hook up with him. And what I wanted to do. My one friend who's in the book says this book is so controversial, the most controversial military memoir in the last 20 years. And he's that classic guy who gives out zero compliments.
okay.
And he loves my stuff. My uncle, the ultimate hard ass. He says my writing style is like that of Mark Twain. So I'm not. All I'll say is I want this to generate enough controversy where I can pay off the bills. And what I want to do, because I love watching Forged in Fire, I want to make a knife, an actual functioning knife for all my guys who contributed. Okay, make it from scratch. It's my way of saying to them, thank you for contributing to this. So,
Yeah. With that being said, I used to do a lot of bladesmithing. So if you ever need anything, like any help or whatever, and I did it old school, I did it with coal. So I didn't even use propane forging. So,
oh wow, okay, that's cool.
so
That's good.
yeah, yeah. I'm what it's 1 inch deep and a mile long instead of kind of thing, all the little stuff. But
Well, what
yeah,
I want to do as far as a knife, I want to do something like I want to take like a. I'm obsessed with pattern Damascus for some damn reason.
okay,
I want to do a pattern Damascus that is as close to indestructible as humanly possible. And what I want is I want to take like a piece of leaf spring. I want to hold it up to my forearm and like just cut it off right there at the end of the forearm. And I want to, if you want to kill a boar with it, if you want to be able to kill a small elephant with it, if you want to be able to kill a cow with it, if you want to be able to open your tail, it's all good.
yeah.
So yeah.
Well, what are we doing after this now? So We still going, or I don't know. I don't. Again, first show. Well, kind of first show, but for me.
Yeah, this is my first show. I'm getting my cherry pop. So
Oh,
yeah, I'm getting my cherry pop big time. Well, my plan is we'll hang out here for a few minutes, see what the HMFICs want to do. You know, if they said keep it to about an hour, so I'm
okay.
supposed. Here's what we can do. You and I can get together like here right after the show and be like, we'll discuss co-hosting each other's shows to kind of help each other along,
Okay.
and we'll do that. And so because there are times I do get stage fright, and I do get what I like to call deer in the headlight syndrome. So we might as well be able to do.
Okay.
We might as well do it together. Um, and the plan is, the first one was an hour. The second one, everyone will try to get it up to 2 hours. So I mentioned the four topics, our mainstay topics. We'll talk about which topics we want to do at any given time. And once I get some of the pictures onto the Whoa main page, you can see some of the cooking I do, and we can talk about that because I'll get you on my friends list and I'll tag you in a couple of pictures. You can actually cook food.
Okay. We can do that.
That's my jam.
Okay.
When you're done cooking, like I cook literally, we call it a bacon bomb. It's so tender. You don't even need teeth to chew it. And
Wow. Okay.
yeah. And not only am I doing a cookbook, but I'm actually thinking about building a grill like this. It's going to be this monstrous combination. It's going to be an outdoor grill. It's going to be this monstrous combination of a brick oven and a smoker. Okay. And I say that because when you cook food in a watermelon, you have to use actual wood on a brick grill.
Okay.
And I never, ever cook anything on it for less than 3 hours. Never. And I want to do that I want to do it just, because, it's a little bit extra from the revenue stream. It's an actual product. Plus, I want to keep the promise of, there's a story in the book about my grandmother on my mom's side of the family. She, in the book, she's known as Doobie Sora. She smokes a lot of weed. 1 year for Thanksgiving, God is my witness, she cooked a bird on the grill. She did it in a freaking paper grocery bag in a turkey tin.
Mm-hmm.
8 hours. God is my witness. She peeled open the bag. She brought the tin in, put it on the counter, peeled open the bag, lifted up the bird. God is my witness. Swear. Plop, plop. The drumsticks fell out.
Wow.
Most tender, moist, juicy bird ever. I want to recreate that too. It's got to be a really big brick oven grill, and it's going to put out so much heat out. Here's the thing: I've lived in North Carolina for 5 years now, and this is Southern Baptist country, mind you, like Southern Baptist. I have never smoked anything, and these people shame me into oblivion every chance they get, so I have to. My buddy, my neighbor, I love him like a brother. I begged him to use a smoker, so I want to build a smoker and smoke something, a lot to make up for lost time. So I need to become proficient with a smoker. So that's something I just want to do.
Yeah. All right. Well, we can wrap this up if you want. Make sure when you do get your book out, make sure you tell everyone.
Everybody's going to know. I'm going to shout it from the mountaintops because I've been at this for now 8.5 years, and I need it done in my system. I need to keep my guys. I need to keep my promise to my saintly non-pothead grandmother on my dad's side, God rest her soul, because she will come back from and beat my ass if I don't.
Yeah. So I just wanted to say, I'm thankful that Whoa Entertainment and everything was able to bring me on, and you as well, kind of thing. So, I mean, everyone, we're on a whole bunch of platforms. So Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. I hope everyone does it. So.
Mm-hmm. All right. Final thoughts before we bail.
Say again.
Final thoughts before we bail for the night.
So safety brief. Don't make kids. Don't kill kids, and don't hurt your dog. So,
Okay. Okay. Always have a plan. Always have a plan when you're going to road trip to another state, and run out of money. I'm not going to go. I'm not going to go with the never stick your dick in crazy because, no. Well, think with the right head. Think with the right head. Never let your penis have command authority. It just never ends well.
no.
But it's a hell of a lot of fun, but it never ends well.
Yeah. Right. All right.
All right.
Well, you guys all have a wonderful evening, and I'll talk to you guys offline.
All right. Talk at you later.
Yes, sir.
Peace out.
Yes, sir.